Load of talk, load of grok. All right. So you might remember that there's this thing called the Epstein files, right? It was this fella who's kind of wacky. He had certain predilections, and he hung out with some people of a certain amount of power. One of them, maybe more than one of them, was a president of ours. I've messed up my microphone. That's fine. We'll keep going. So Bill Clinton obviously was a homie of Epstein's. He flew on the plane a lot, like a whole lot. Lots of pictures of him having a nice time with Epstein we've already seen. And there was a painting, of course, that Epstein has of Bill Clinton in the Monica blue dress, smoking a cigar, which we know what she did with that. So there has not been a lot of stuff that's come out from the Epstein files. Dan Bongino handling business like a champ. He got in there and he unleashed fury at the FBI and just uncovered truth left and right. Dan Bongino. I have a new nickname for him, but I'll get yelled at if I say it. It's Dan rapping with little girls is okay Bongino. You can put it together. Yeah.
Got it.
Just delete one of the. You see what I'm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. So, anyway, so they're Congress is still trying to get something going with it. Part of it's probably theatrics, but they're trying to get something going, and so they have asked the Clintons to testify since they are close with Epstein. But Bill and Hillary Clinton refused to testify in Epstein probe. Republicans threaten contempt of Congress. So James Comer of Kentucky threatened to push contempt of Congress charges against Bill and Hillary Clinton over their refusal to testify in the congressional Epstein probe. The Clintons were subpoenaed by the Oversight Committee, which is chaired by Comer, and they refused to appear on the basis that the orders were, quote, invalid and legally unenforceable. A letter obtained by the New York Times. I was going to read it, but apparently it's 8 pages, and I don't want to read 8 pages of Clinton nonsense. Every person has to decide when they have seen or had enough and are ready to fight for this country, its principles and its people, no matter the consequences, reads the 8-page letter from the Clintons to the committee. Hillary says, for us, now is that time. Comer has repeatedly threatened to hold them in contempt if they don't appear for the closed-door hearing. The Epstein hearings, we closed door, Charlie.
We never get...
Not open.
We're closed-door hearing on redacted information. Great.
No cameras. Getting to the bottom of this one.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein visited the White House 17 times while Bill Clinton was president. That's a lot. He said to reporters on Tuesday, no one's accusing Bill Clinton of anything, any wrongdoing. We just have questions about Jeffrey Epstein. Not making any accusations.
No.
Does Bill Clinton have a history of anything with young women? Intern young? Let's see. He also responded on social media with a post that included photos of the former president from the Epstein files. You're right, President Clinton. This is about right and wrong, Comer replied. Epstein survivors deserve justice and answers. Refusing to comply with a bipartisan, duly authorized congressional subpoena in our Epstein investigation is unacceptable. No one is above the law. Well, that has not actually played out for Bill Clinton. He has pretty much proven that he's above the law. The Clintons accused Comer of trying to embarrass them and said they would argue their case to members of Congress. We are confident that any reasonable person in or out of Congress will see, based on everything we release, that what you are doing is trying to punish those who you see as your enemies and protect those you think are your friends. They wrote in the letter. Lauren Boebert, fresh from the theater, where she's getting groped up on a little bit, also called for contempt charges against the Clintons. And then she pulled her dress back down over her head. They also argued that the subpoenas were unwarranted because they do not seek pertinent information and amount to, quote, an unprecedented infringement of the separation of powers. Infringement on the separation.
Huh?
A congressional subpoena infringes on the separation of powers. A subpoena by Congress for congressional investigation. Is that what they're calling it? A congressional. Let's see. Congressional. A probe. It's an investigation.
Interesting word to use, guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's an Epstein probe, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I guess Congress shouldn't have the power to send a congressional subpoena for a congressional probe because separation of powers. If Comer follows through on his threat to seek a contempt charge, he won't. And the committee next week, and the committee would vote on the motion. It will fail, and then it would have to pass a majority of the House. It won't. It would then be up to the Justice Department to prosecute. They won't, which could result in up to a year in prison. It won't, and a possible fine of $100,000. Not going to happen. So, I guess there's something. There's something with Epstein. They're getting to it. If they can just get the Clintons into a closed room to talk about redacted information.
To ask questions.
To ask questions, yeah. I do not recall. I guess it depends on what the definition of is. I don't remember. What does it matter? If Bill Clinton was on a plane with Epstein and he's dead, what does it matter? So, yeah, I don't know. This is theater because the Republicans have not done anything with the Epstein files like they promised. Only Massey and Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's pretty much just Massey, is the only one that's actually like made a stink about it, continues to make a stink about it, is aggressive about making a stink about it. Outside of that, everyone's just sort of walking the line, trying to support the president and not make him look bad. So they got to do something that makes them look like they're doing something. And so there you go. Congressional probe. We'll ask people questions behind closed doors about stuff and see if they give us anything. But this whole contempt, like they have to pass it in committee and then pass it in a majority of the House. And they're thinner at the House now that Marjorie Taylor Greene has stepped down and that dude in California croaked. Like, I don't have you think a single Democrat is going to vote to jail Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, both Clintons, and maybe fine them $100? It's not ever going to happen.
Unless you're trying to die.
It is a dangerous game. This is a dangerous game, Mr. Comer. You might find yourself in the woods shooting yourself with a shotgun right before you hang yourself. And throwing the shotgun 500 yards away. You never know. So yeah, nothing's going to happen. This is stupid. It's all theater. We're never going to find out anything about the Epstein's stuff because it's probably all been thrown away by all the perverts who run our country and the perverts who fund the people that run our country, and also the intelligence agents who allowed the whole thing to happen for the entire time. And they're probably doing it elsewhere with other people too.